Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to lefties losing it. Let's start with a little sophistication, a little bit of art, some highbrow enlightenment. No, I'm just kidding. This is Lefties Losing It. We're about to marvel at modern art, and there's nothing beautiful or profound about any of this. What did you like most? I think my favourite was that woman beating what looked like a massive slab of butter with an electric cord, though the buckets thing was also very good. But this next example of modern art is really going to get you thinking. Wow, that's powerful stuff. Perhaps a comment on global warming, melting ice caps. I'm not sure. This next one looks like a tribute to restless leg syndrome. Okay. For this next one, I do suggest covering the children's eyes. Okay, you know what? That's enough modern art for now. And I bet most of those lefties losing it, masquerading as artists, are taxpayer funded one way or another. Now to Melbourne, Australia, where anti-Israeli protesters are sharing videos of themselves harassing folks minding their business, just having a snack. Watch this lot scream, "All Zionists are terrorists," in this man's face. Now to the US, and this baseball crowd has no time for pro-Palestinian protesters using America's pastime to push their political agenda. Yeah, they're fed up. Time now to check in on lefties losing it in the media post that presidential debate, the one which made it impossible for them to hide their dude's cognitive decline. Yeah, after this mess, it's hard to pretend talk of Biden's befuddled state is some sort of right-wing conspiracy or due to out-of-context videos.
Move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
There were a lot of startling moments in this debate, including Biden's 15 lies and regurgitations of debunked myths, from the fine people lie to suckers and losers lie. But one moment that hasn't got the coverage it deserves is Biden's bizarro claim that women in America are being raped by their in-laws and their sisters.
Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in. They talk about that, but here's the deal: there's a lot of young women who are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
There's a lot of young women being raped by their in-laws and brothers and sisters, and they try to arrest them when they cross state lines. He just said that. Whatever concoction of drugs they had him on, it did not work as planned. And he was thoroughly confused, not just when he gave what should have been well-rehearsed answers, but also when Trump was talking.
From prisons, people that are from mental institutions, insane asylum, terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now, all terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere. All over the world, they're pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president. Brandon, just speak to him. But look.
Brandon, just speak to them. I just love Trump casually dropping a Brandon in the debate. And post-debate, the very folk who are regularly featured on this segment for losing it on their various programs were waking up to the reality that Biden's cognitive decline could no longer be hidden from their audience. Here's one of those lefties losing it, MSNBC's Joy Reid.
I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak. And
the lefties losing it were on just about every station and every online program and podcast, including the Young Turks.
This is an epic disaster. I see people online saying, well, okay, that answer wasn't so bad. No, it doesn't. Any particular answer doesn't matter at all. This thing is over. He looks like he's barely surviving. I don't mean the debate, I mean life. And so there's no person that has a single brain cell left in their head who thinks that Joe Biden is the best candidate to take on Donald Trump. And I will bet them any amount of money that Joe Biden's going to lose this election if he's the candidate. It's a guaranteed loss. You're telling me this is the most important election of our lifetimes? You're telling me that democracy's on the line, and you're gonna put on a guy who can't even talk, who can't even sit there and look normal. This thing's a bloodbath. He's gonna get annihilated. That is, okay, now the Democrats have to decide. Are they happy to lose? Are they willing to lose? Because this is a guaranteed loss.
This is so much worse than my worst nightmares of what it could be like in every way.
Oh, it's so fun. And there were more lefty tears on CNN.
He's doing the best that he can, but he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that.
Yeah, about that, I don't think Jill's going to allow it. She's the one who seems to be calling the shots, and she's telling Joe he did great.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the... And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Lie! Yes.
Did you see how bewildered old Joe looked even in that clip? And watch his face in this one as Jill gaslights the crowd.
I saw in him then the same character that I see in him today. And even though he has faced unimaginable tragedies, his optimism is undaunted. His strength is unshakable. His hope is undeterred.
I regret to inform you that the French women are at it again. This lot love nothing more than taking off their tops to protest, well, anything. This time a bunch of white French women are protesting racism and the far right by baring their breasts and mopping. I'm not sure that protest is working the way they imagined. Now, Pride Month is finally over, and what a month it was. Let's look at some of the highlights, starting in Toronto, where these lefties were losing it at what was apparently a family-friendly Pride event. Remember the good old days when first world cities had public indecency laws? I miss those days. Yes, some dude in a Bugs Bunny mask dangling his doodle in a pride rally. Not sure what pride there is in that or this. And in San Francisco, where anything goes nowadays, we had several school districts take young kids along to pride rallies. And this one, look at this clip. You can clearly see a completely naked man in the front row watching kids march. And staying in San Francisco, there was plenty more depravity and lefties losing it. And if you're wondering why police didn't intervene, well, listen to what these officers had to say.
And there's kids, wandering around the event. I'm not sure on San Francisco's laws or California's laws. Is it legal for nudity to be presented in front of kids?
Nudity is legal, yeah, within certain boundaries.
But what are the boundaries? Do you know?
Coupled with a lewd act. Yeah, anything coupled with a lewd act or anything being done for sexual gratification that involves other people. Basically.
Okay, but this event wouldn't be considered for sexual gratification.
No, if they're walking around and it's out, that's right. That'd be different than if they're masturbating.
So it's fine as long as they're not masturbating, if they're parading around, dancing suggestively in front of kids naked, that's okay in San Francisco. But it's not just San Fran. Let's go to that other lefty heartland, New York City, and see how Pride celebrations went there. You know what? There are a growing number of gay people, men and women, disowning this whole movement or calling out the victimhood mentality, including this young woman.
I recently got asked the question of, do I think that there will ever be true equality between gays and straights? When I say that, I stop dead in my tracks because I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And I'm not even gaslighting them. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel truly equal to my straight counterparts, okay? I can do every single thing a straight person can do. I can get married, I can adopt kids, I can buy a house, I can buy a car, I can have a job. Is there something I'm missing? Because last I checked, I'm not being thrown off a rooftop for being gay. Not in this country. We are equal, babe. You have all your rights. Being misgendered has nothing to do with rights. It has to do with entitlement and narcissism, okay? We have the same rights as straight people.
Now to the woman who could be president if they manage to invoke the 25th Amendment, but they won't because she's even less electable than the decrepit puppet currently in the job. Here is Kamala Harris turning up the cringe to atomic levels.
No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow bison. The real, ain't you? You know. So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here on these streets. What the hell was that? And did the Veep just call half the country, indeed more than half according to recent polls, extremists? Did she call half the country extremists? You know, we mock lefties losing it, but sometimes they're just downright evil. And wasn't it nice to see one of Kamala's lies called out on X after she posted Donald Trump would ban abortion nationwide? Tweeps pointed out that information from the likes of CNN, BBC, the Associated Press, the New York Times, to name just a few, show that Kamala was lying. It's been a while since I heard of actress Sharon Stone of Basic Instincts, Legs Akimbo fame, and sadly she's another Hollywood lefty losing it, and she has this message for the women of America.
I've been thinking a lot about last night's debate, and I've been thinking about the fact that more women are registered to vote than any other singular group. So ladies, remember this. No matter how sleepy Joe may have seemed, he's wide awake for you. So vote for yourself.
Yes, the dementia dude is wide awake for you. This is a guy who doesn't even know what a woman is and who wants men in women's sport, in women's locker rooms, prisons. Apparently he's a champion of women. Thank God we have Hollywood has-beens like Sharon telling us how to vote. Now let's watch this young woman give mixed messages about pronouns. Are we supposed to ask or not?
Ma'am or sir, I'm not sure. I didn't misgender you, did I?
Oh, please, go yourself.
Oh, that's not very ladylike.
Oh, now you're misgendering me. Ladylike.
Oh, well, what are you exactly?
None of your business. What are you?
But you said I misgendered you. If I don't know what you are, how can I not misgender you?
You can't win with some people. I'm still not sure whether that's satire or real because it's just too funny. But sometimes with these people, you might be married to them and still making these mistakes.
I recently came out as non-binary to my fianc, and he's having a hard time switching my pronouns. Let's see if this helps.
Her fianc. Run, dude, run. And staying on pronouns, let's hear from this lass who went from she, her to they, them, but now she prefers what she calls collective pronouns because, you know, it's the vibe.
Yes, I'd be happy to. So, I have slowly but surely been identifying less and less with she, her, hers, which were my pronouns for years. And for a while I was like, I guess they, them, theirs, whatever worked for me. But I've realized that we're all so inherently connected that what makes me feel most validated is when I and when others use us and ours and we. Like, I love that for us. Like, instead of I love that for you, like, I love that for us. And things like that, you know what I mean? It makes me feel really happy. And as often as I can, I strive to use collective pronouns.
Oh dear, I think we need to clone this cat until we can figure out what is happening. You know this clip.
Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm...
We've played a lot of car crash moments from that presidential debate, but for pure comic timing and lols, nothing beats this classic moment from 2016 where Megyn Kelly, then a Fox News anchor, had this tough question for Trump.
In particular, when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
And that's why CNN didn't have a live crowd there for that debate. Now, you'll recall during that debate the humorous moment where Trump and Biden talked about golf. The banter between the men over their golf handicaps proved to be rich material for a couple of Aussie brothers, Archie and Miles Shepherd. Enjoy this hilarious reimagining of that exchange.
I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay,
let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn
Let's not act like children.
to a specific concern.
They're so good. Now, from that intentional hilarity to unintentional hilarity, courtesy of Labor MP and Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who thinks men can grow a cervix or perhaps have one implanted.
Is it transphobic to say only women have a cervix, David?
I don't know if it's transphobic, but it's not accurate, Nick. I mean, obviously, it's probably the case that only that trans women don't have ovaries, but a cervix, I understand, is something that you can have following various procedures and hormone treatment and all the rest of it.
Wow, Labor are about to win in a landslide, so that clown is about to be Foreign Secretary. Good luck, Britain. It's happening again. The lunatic left are making threats and this time calling on Joe Biden to eliminate Donald Trump. Listen to Orange is the New Black actor Leah Delaria's deranged rant.
Joe, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a war. This is a war now, and we are fighting for our country. And these are going to take it away. They're going to take it away. You, Clarence Uncle Thomas. Joe, you now have the right to take that Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler, and this is 1940. Take him out. Blow him up. Blow him up, or they'll blow us up. Facts.
Facts. Facts are that you are demented, you need help, and you need a visit from the authorities as well. Where is the FBI? Well, you've got grandmothers posting funny memes getting harassed, but this miscreant is making threats online, posted to more than 1 million followers. No questioning there. Now, here's another demented soul on TikTok asking Biden to unalive Donald Trump and ban the Supreme Court. Just remember, these people vote and breed.
I mean, in his official capacity as president, maybe he could just
just ban the Supreme Court or unalive Donald Trump. I mean, he'd have complete immunity. He's president, right? That would certainly solve a lot of our problems.
Now to a topic we discussed earlier in the week, taxpayer-funded ads telling women that they should not trust their instincts, they should welcome male bodies in women's sport, and they should be polite instead of concerned about safety. This is taxpayer-funded misogyny courtesy of the Victorian Labor government. And let's end with a word from Pastor Gino Jennings from the great state of Philadelphia, who is sick of lefties losing it, including the one in the Oval Office.
Congressmen in Congress trying to define what a woman is. That's right. What is a woman? It's your mama. It sure ain't your daddy. What's a woman? Your mama. President Biden joining in on the conversation. We didn't know what a woman is. we didn't know what a woman is. A woman is your mama. That man is past 80, isn't it? You mean to tell me you past 80 and you don't know your mama and your wife is a woman?
That's it from me tonight. I'll see you Sunday morning for Outsiders.